Happy New Year, Flosstube! It's 2023. It is January 3rd, 2023. I hope everybody had a great holiday or time off. If you celebrate, if you don't, if you got to relax. Hopefully you got to relax at least a little bit. Holidays sometimes aren't very relaxing. Sorry, trying to get comfortable here. Yeah, sometimes holidays are not so relaxing, but my holiday was pretty good. I had my kids back for Christmas and then the whole following week, and they were off school and I took the week off work. So we had a ton of snow here in Ottawa, and then it dissolved into warm weather and rain, and now our snow is almost gone after 2 huge snowstorms, and now we can see the grass again. But sometimes the weather's just weird like that around here. I'm sure it's only January 3rd. We're in for a lot of snow, I'm sure, before winter's over. I wish that we were done with the snow, but I'm sure we're not. So it was a really nice holiday. I got lots of time to cross-stitch, and the kids and I played some of the games they got. They got Clue and Guess Who. So we did that. We did some tobogganing, sledding, I guess if you don't. Every time I say tobogganing, my kids are like, what? I'm like, sledding. So we did do some sledding before the snow started to melt, spent lots of time with their grandma and their cousins. And yeah, it was just really nice. And of course, playing with the kitten a lot. Kitten's over here under the Christmas tree. I haven't put my Christmas tree away yet. That's up on the top of the list of things to do this week. But yeah, so it was nice. Kids had the kitten for Christmas. They were very, very excited. And she's been officially named Moon. I had a feeling that was going to be her name because that's what my daughter had said, that she wanted to name a kitten if we got one. So yes, her name is Moon. And the other cats have kind of taken to her. Simba's become like her big brother / dad. He's a little bit rough at times, so we have to keep an eye on them playing together, but they also are really cute, chasing each other around and tackling each other, and he grooms her and she purrs as soon as she sees him. So it's really cute. And Penny is just, well, she's Penny. She likes to be on her own, and she just kind of gives the kitten a wide berth and gives a little hiss when she gets too close. Penny likes the quiet life. So anyways, it's the new year. I've been watching lots of Flosstube as well, and I'm really enjoying watching everybody's end of year WIP parades or finish parades, stitch parade, or not stitch parades, stash parades and kit parades, and well, all the parades. They're really enjoyable, and I love to watch them while I'm cross-stitching. So I thought I would film my own. So I only did a WIP parade when I first started filming, which was back in September. So I waited, rather than do an end of 2022 WIP parade, I'm doing a start of 2023 WIP parade. Ouch! And a kitten attacking my feet under the couch. So I mean, not much difference of a week, but so this way I'll be able to hopefully do another parade maybe in about 6 months, halfway through the year, and then at the end of the year this year. So to start, there was something else I wanted to show you that's stitch adjacent, but not cross-stitching. So last year, for 2022, I learned about bullet journaling, and so I got into journaling. So backtracking a little bit, I started writing in a journal, a diary, when I was 11 or so. And I wrote in a diary, we won't say every day, but very regularly, most days, from the time I was about 12 till I finished university when I was 23. So I have a whole stack of diaries. And then I just got out of it because finding the time before going to bed, that was usually my time when I would write in my journal, was before bed. And I just got out of it. I didn't do it anymore. I tried a few times over the years to get back into it, and it just never kept up with it. But I decided I really did want to start journaling again. And I tried to start in 2020, and again, I have done it, but it's not as regular as I probably should. So I do have a regular journal, but then at the end of 2021, I learned about bullet journaling and all the ways that you can not just log or not just keep track of your day-to-day things you have to do, but also all the different kinds of spreads that you can see and that you can use to keep track of how you're feeling, and movies you watched and books you've read and activities you've done and all that. And I'm the type of person, I really, really like making lists and checking things off. So I did do a bullet journal for 2022, and I kept track of my cross-stitch WIPs, my starts and my finishes, and I also kept track of hang on, let me just show you this. Distracted by a cat. Someone is in the Christmas tree. Okay. Good thing that Christmas tree is going to be coming down soon. Anyway, was fine. Yes, so if you follow me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram at Cats and Horror and Stitching Oh My. You may have seen this weekend I posted a picture of my last year's spreads from my journal for my cross-stitching starts and finishes, as well as my book log, my reading log. Hang on, my camera's screwy. Anyways, I really enjoyed doing that, and then I've seen over the course of the year a lot of floss tubers who keep track of their starts and finishes, and basically do it a lot better than I did. My spread was it was just a list on a page. So I wanted to do it again. So this year, this is my 2023 bullet journal that I went out and bought. And I decided that this year I was going to spend a little bit more time making it pretty and having fun with it. So over the last 3 weeks, I've spent time setting up my spreads, and I'm going to show you the spread I have for my cross stitch. Let me just open it up here. All right, so here is my cross stitch. So we've got my current WIPs. So this is the list of everything This is the list of everything I had started before the end of 2022. And in order, I know a lot of cross-stitchers or floss tubers, cross-stitchers, Instagrammers who cross-stitch. They also keep track of their fabric and all those things. For the ones that I've already started, I don't know. I never kept track of that stuff. I'm not sure. So all I wrote down is the name of the pattern and the date I started it on. So I'll have an idea. Hopefully with my new starts, if I'm using any unique fabrics, it will be easier for me to keep track of what I have. I'll be able to write it down now to remember. So the rest is blank over here, you can see. So that will be my new starts from now on and anything I finished. So last year, I tallied at the end of the year and I officially finished 11 cross stitches, which was more than the year before. The year before I had finished 9, so pretty good. I did have, I think, some smaller ones this past year, which is probably why it was a little bit faster. So yeah, another thing I put in here that I added for my monthly, I decided to make a little calendar for January, and you'll see I have down here, and I'm going to try and keep track of the days I cross stitch, which pretty much is every day. I very rarely does a day go by when I don't pull out my cross stitch for at least a little bit of time, but I'd like to keep track of how many days I actually do cross stitch. So without further ado, we'll get into the WIP Parade. So my last Flosstube was 2 weeks ago, and I believe I showed you my last finish, which was my Christmas Mouse by Tiny Modernist, and I haven't finished anything else since then. I did a lot of work on the Key by Barbara Anna, But it became apparent that there was no way I was going to be able to finish it before Christmas, no matter how much time I spent on it. So I did work on it well up until Christmas Eve, and then I set it aside. So, and I didn't finish my gnome. I'm only like one color and a bit of backstitch away, but I haven't finished it. By the time Christmas rolled around, I was getting really tired of stitching on those 3 projects. So I was ready for something new, and I do have some new starts. But we're going to do it in order of from my oldest to my newest WIPs. So let's get started. So my oldest WIP, let me open my journal back up again so I can give you dates. My oldest WIP you've seen before, not just in my original WIP Parade, but I've worked on it since then. So this is in a fabric bag that I made myself with some beautiful fabric that I got at Fabricland, which is, I think it's a Canadian company. I don't think it's just specifically Ottawa, but it's the fabric store in Ottawa, Fabricland. So this one is my Witchy Stitcher chopping maul Sal. Let me just pull it out. Sorry, I'm really messy with my threads. I gotta figure out a better way to keep track of my threads. So, you haven't seen this in a couple months, but this is my chopping maul Sal. Let me hold it up. Cover my face. There we go. So, whoops. So, I have finished 3 of the shops. I haven't worked on this since probably before Halloween, and I will probably start getting this out again because I really would like to finish it. Something I did notice when I was working on the shops, when I pulled it back out, because I did the whole outline, all of this. I did all of that back in 2021, and then it got put aside for quite a while. And I realized when I pulled it out and started working on the shops that I made it too small. Not by a lot, by like 5 or 6 stitches too short. It's not quite wide enough. So when I did Freddy Krueger's over here, I had to kind of squish everything together a little bit. It's not that noticeable because, like I said, it's not short by a lot. You can tell the reason. Actually, I realized it when I went to start filling this in, and you can see this skull. This is too thin. It's supposed to be like this. So that is thin by 1, and then I think I also missed a couple of rows in here. So, oh well, it's off a little bit, but I'll figure it out. It's good. So I started this one on July 7th, 2021. And the fabric is just a 14 count Aida from Michaels. It's, I don't know if it has necessarily a name. It's just like an antique-y sort of beige. It kind of reminds me of parchment, like a speckled parchment. So yeah, so this has been going on for a while, and hopefully I will be able to get closer to finishing it. So we'll see. So there's one. This is my oldest WIP. I'm surprised that I actually don't have more really old WIPs, but this is my oldest one and my only one from 2021. Sorry, I'm going to keep getting distracted because the kitten is back in the tree. Okay, so one down. So my next oldest WIP is Flamingos, and you have also seen this because I've pulled it out. So this is in a really cute cat stitching bag. I believe this is by Gamma's Treasure Shop, which is an Etsy shop out of, it's Ontario. I believe it might be Toronto. I just think the cats are so cute. That looks like Penny, little calico. There's Penny. Oh, there's Simba. Anyways, okay. I've worked on this a little bit. Like I said, I worked on this a little bit in November, but not a lot. I did a little bit, but February is coming up, so February, better at saying it this time. And I also added this to Pattern Keeper the last time I was working on it, so that should hopefully make it faster. So there you go. So the only thing I've done on it recently, which would have been back in November, was some of the darker red pink. I had originally done all the light pinks and the sort of medium hot pink, and then I started adding the darker pink. And I'm sorry, I don't have a picture of what this is going to look like, but basically this is about a quarter of it, because it's these flamingos, and then there's more flamingos, and then it's supposed to be sort of the reflection of these from the flamingos down at the bottom, but in blues and purples. So I'm less than a quarter done. And I started this on February 12th, 2022. And again, this is another just 14 count Ada. It's like a creamy yellow. It's hard to tell. And I believe this is also just for Michael's. I really didn't learn about specialty fabrics until I started watching Flosstube. And even then, I haven't bought a lot of them. I've bought a few, but I haven't bought many, and I have a kind of a stash of them that I haven't used yet because they feel special, and therefore I don't want to use them unless it's for something very special. So I need to use them. So this is what I mean about I'm messy with my floss. These are all my flosses. These ones just got completely shoved in the bag. They have not been bobbinated. Oh, that's a mess. But anyways, yeah, I'll have to figure something out. I know floss cards are supposed to be really popular. I don't have any. I was thinking maybe I could make some. That might work better. Because I do really like bobbinating. I know a lot of people don't, but I really do. I like the act of doing it. I find it kind of relaxing. I like how all the bobbinated flosses look in order in my the little plastic boxes. But the bobbinated flosses, when you throw them in here, tend to get kind of messy. I do have one of those rings, and I never used it. But I'll have to figure something else. Floss cards would be a good idea. I could probably just use some of my kids' construction paper and make some. Maybe I'll do that. But then that would mean unbobbinating stuff. See, that's the other thing. All the ones that I have bobbinated, then I'd have to unbobbinate them to put them on a floss card and then re-bobbinate them when I'm done with it. So I don't know. Okay, so 2. So number 3 is not in an interesting bag. This is just a purple bag that I got from Dollarama. It's not even big enough for this project. This one is my Van Gogh skull, which you have also seen. So this one is a restart because I had originally started it way back in 2019, I believe, 2019 or 2018. And then I decided to try it again on the gridded fabric because I didn't know that existed originally. So, yes, so I started this restarted this on January 15th, 2022. There you go. Pretty good. I do have this also in Pattern Keeper, and I forgot to look up how much of this is done. Yeah, but it's coming along. Obviously, that is the skull. And I'm looking forward to working on this some more because I'd really like to make some progress. I also, now that I'm working on, have worked on a full coverage, and now that I've discovered gridded fabric and Pattern Keeper, I've found some other full coverage that I would like to try, but I feel like I shouldn't commit to doing another one until I make some more progress on this. So I need to work on this. So there we go. So that's number 3. Woo! Oops. Lost my bit. Oh, sorry. Lost my journal. Let's open this up again. Yeah. So what page are we on? Okay. So this one is also not in an interesting bag. This is another one that just came from Dollarama. But it's expensive to buy all the pretty bags, even though I love buying the pretty bags. And it takes time to make bags. So this one is my Stranger Things pattern, which I also got on Etsy, and I started it on June 7th, 2020. No. I started it on May 27th, 2022. And there we go. It's a little crumpled from being in the bag. I keep telling myself I'm only going to work on this while I watch Stranger Things, and I keep meaning to restart Stranger Things from the beginning to watch it again, and then I just haven't done it. But I really would like to work on this. So, yeah. And again, this is just on, I believe this is 16 count white Aida from Michaels. I don't know why this time I decided to go for 16 count. Just for something different. So, oh, the kitten has gone to do something else. All right, so this is number 4. Sorry, I keep looking down instead of at the camera. All right, number 4. This one I started on June 7th, 2022 in another very cool Gamma's treasure box bag. Very spooky print, which is perfect for my other Witchy Stitcher sow, which is the Supernatural sow. So this I have not worked on since the last time I showed you. And I really would like to prioritize this in the new year. So just to get a full view, and then I'll get closer. So I am about halfway done this. There are, I believe, I don't know. I think I'm halfway done. And now I'm not sure. I thought, oh, maybe there's more. I thought that there were 16 creatures in total, but now I'm second guessing myself. So I don't know. Am I halfway done or am I not halfway done? But yes, other than the creatures at the bottom and then a bit of the edge over here. So I'm close to halfway done. We'll say that. I think I have about 8 more to do. So maybe if I try to do 1 a month, I'll be done before the end of the year, done by Halloween. That could be good. Then I could get it framed. So I've seen lots of really nice pictures on Instagram of the people who have actually finished this. So I would really like to get back to it. And now that Christmas is over, that would be a good thing to work on. Too many projects, not enough time, right? And I'm starting more, so. All right, so this is number 5, WIP number 5. Okay, I really like this bag. It's really pretty. It's hard. It's just kind of red on the inside, but yeah, very pretty. I like that. All right, so that was number 5. Okay, now we're getting into more recent stuff. This is number 6. So this is my Mermaid Princess, which I started on October 30th, 2022. And this is in a very cool bag. I love these little fancy fancy skeleton people. And this is by a company called Little Boat 88, which is on Etsy. It's another Canadian company. And yeah, this is my princess. Princess Mermaid, which I had hoped to finish before Christmas, but didn't. So there she is. That's what she's going to look like. Except obviously different colors. My printer ran out of colored ink. And I'd hoped to finish this by Christmas. I didn't actually expect that I would. I wasn't relying on it to be a Christmas present. So we'll just say that. So I am 3/4 of the way done, pretty much. Almost 3/4 of the way done. So I'm getting close. So this, there we go. Sorry, there's so many random threads sticking out here. Fix all these random, there we go. Okay, she's very pretty. She doesn't have eyes yet because it's the only place in the entire pattern that calls for black, right up here. So I'm just waiting till the end, but she is very pretty. The colors are very pretty. And this, it's hard to tell on camera, but this is a very, very pale baby pink sparkly Aida, 14 count Aida that I got from Michael's as well. And there's my little kitty needle minder. It's very cute. So yeah, so both of my kids have spring birthdays. One is right at the end of March and one is the beginning of April. They're 8 days apart. So since I didn't finish for Christmas, these will probably end up being birthday presents. So this is a really nice stitch. It's very easy and quick to stitch. So I shouldn't have any problem getting that one done before the end of March. Yeah, so this is number, let me count, number 6. Yes, so that was WIP number 6. And I dropped floss on the floor. Okay. Number 7. This, I believe, is another Gammas treasure box. More cats. But I really love these little cats. They're so cute. Oh, yeah. And this is my Sushi Cat for my son. And this one is very, very close to being done. I was very tempted to just finish it a couple days before Christmas, but because my daughter's wasn't going to be done, didn't really want to finish one, give it to him for Christmas, and not have my daughter's done for Christmas. So here we go. Sushi Cat. It basically looks done. So we've just got, basically the whole thing's going to be outlined. The whole cat needs to be outlined, and then the cat's whiskers and a long headband. So cute. And it's just on some green, pale minty green 14 count Aida that I got from Millions of Stitches on Etsy. And I started this one on November 11th, 2022. So he's so cute. I really like that. All right, so this one's very, actually I was really considering the last couple days pulling it out to finish it, but then I wouldn't have had it for my WIP Parade. So I was like, I'll just wait until after I do my WIP Parade and then I'll finish it. So I might actually do that tonight after I finish filming this, because it's really, really close. And I need the empty project bag in order to put something new in it, because I've got plans. This was number 7. Number 8 is in a bag that I made, which I just realized recently I put the zipper inside out on the bag. Whoops. This was kind of a rushed job making this bag because I just really needed another bag to put projects in. It still works. It's fine. This is just some fabric that I got from Michael's around Halloween. Project number 8. Oh, the kitten is over here dropping all kinds of ornaments off the tree. She is just full of beans. So this is Barbara Anna's Key, or no, why do I keep calling it Key? This is Light, Barbara Anna's Light. And I did make a lot of progress on this, and I did really enjoy stitching it, but it wasn't enough to get it done in time for Christmas, unfortunately. So There we go. Sorry, there's again random threads everywhere. I mostly had to stop. See, I was doing, it's split between 2 pages. And so I finished almost all of the first page, but then I ran out of, this is DMC 9, and I ran out of this before I could get to the bottom of the skirt. So then I started working up here on the next page. So the fox's ear, and this is her little scarf right here, which I completed and then realized I missed some stitches and had to frog the whole thing and start over, which was really annoying. I think that was at that point that I realized this is not getting done for Christmas. Yeah, so, but I've quite stocked up on DMC in the last 2 weeks. I've been to Michael's like 3 times for DMC. So I've got that number 9, and I may continue. I know I said I would get this done for my sister's birthday, and I really should, but I'm kind of sick of working on it, and I've got other projects that I really want to work on. So maybe this will just be for my sister for next Christmas. We'll see. She doesn't know. So, yeah. So anyways, so that was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, I missed one. This is technically start number 9. I started it on November 28th because I missed one. Because I have 2 in the same bag. So that was number 9, and this one is number 8, but it was in a different bag. My Christmas bag, holding my other Christmas projects. And this was another one by Little Boat 88. Sorry, I will hold this up better. It just has some nice little, and I can't see the inside really. But anyways, it's very nice fabric. Yeah, so this is my Christmas gnome. This is number 8, and I started it on November 18th, 2022. And he is so close to being done. You can see there is one brown color missing here, and then it's also missing from these little lines in the mug. And then I have to write Cocoa here. And if I don't do any of the other back stitching other than the word Cocoa, he will be done. So do I finish it in January, or do I put it aside with just that little amount and wait till Christmas next year? That is the question. I got this little gap here because this is where my Christmas mouse was. So yeah, I think I was going to frame it originally, but maybe I'll make it into like a little, well, I don't know if I have enough fabric on the edges to do that. I was going to say maybe I could make them into like a little standing pillow thing. I'll have to consider that. That might be above my skill level. So then, like I said, I was working on Barbara Anna's The Light, and then I got kind of tired of it, and then I was perusing Instagram, and I saw the Stitch Crypt, this creator called the Stitch Crypt, posted this, and I had to have it, and so I got this, and I put aside The Light and started working on this Christmas cryptid, or no, Christmas crawler. Sorry, it is a cryptid, but it's a crawler. And I just saw the picture and I was like, I have to do that. So immediately got it and went out the next day and I had most of the colors, so I started it basically right away and then went out for the last couple of that I needed. It is very small. I also accidentally started it on my one and only like 18 count Ada, so it's very, very, very tiny. And this is my tiny little start. So that's the top of the tree and the ground. So that's how big it's going to be. It's going to be very tiny, but it's going to be really cute too. So yeah. So this was my number 10. I had to count there. This is number 10, and it was started on December 24th. I started it on Christmas Eve. So That one is very cute, but I will probably put this away until next November because Christmas is over and I've got other stuff to work on. So yeah, there we go. So that was 8 and 10 WIPs. So my final WIP, my most newly started WIP, I only started on New Year's Eve. And if you follow me on Instagram, again, that's Cats and Horror and Stitching Oh My, you might have seen my Instagram story poll asking which of my new purchases I should start for my New Year New Start. Although I started it on the 31st, so I don't know if it counts as a New Year New Start since it was in the old year. But this one was unanimously voted. This is in another Gamma's treasure box. Some cool antique books. Very cute. And this is by a pattern by, I'm going to butcher this because I never took Spanish, so I'm sorry. Buena Pieza. That's the pattern maker on Etsy. Buena Pieza. And this is called The Rainbow Garden. I saw this a couple months ago on Etsy and earmarked it because I was like, I really like that. So yeah, so I got that and I immediately went out on, I think I bought it on like the 28th and I went out on the 30th and I bought everything for it and I started it on the 31st and it's pretty much all I've been working on since then. So today's the 3rd because it's been a really, really, really fun stitch. So I have some black Aida, 14 count Aida for Michael's. Oh, I'm going to have to put this behind because it's probably not going to work. So there we go. It's been really, really fun. Colors are fun. It's really enjoyable because all the flowers and plants are just like small little stitches. And so you just work for a couple minutes and you get a flower done and you have something pretty to look at. And so it feels like you're accomplishing a ton. And yeah, it's just, I really, really, really am enjoying it. So yeah, this is all I've worked on. Today's the 3rd. This is all I've worked on the last 3 days. I haven't worked on anything today because I was at work, but I probably will work on this some more tonight. So yeah, so that is my WIP number 11, and that is all of my WIPs. So 11 WIPs. I believe when I did my WIP parade back in September, when I first started doing Flosstube, I had 9 WIPs. They've changed. I've got quite a few different ones. I had quite a few finishes. I had quite a few new starts. So hopefully this was interesting for you, with something different to look at. I don't know if I'm ever going to be one of those floss tubers who has like 50 WIPs on the go, because even this amount of WIPs, I feel like it's too much. Like I'm looking at everything and I'm like, I really wish I could get some of these done. Having said that, I've made some purchases. So first one, I posted a picture of this on Instagram. So one day last week when I had my kids, they went to spend some time with their grandmother, and I did a little bit of Value Village shopping, and I always check to see what kind of, if they have anything cross stitch or they have anything craft related, and there usually isn't anything. Somebody must have done a huge destash though, because there must have been 30 patterns hanging up, and I could not believe it. I went through all of them. I did not buy all of them because that would have been too much, but I did buy quite a few. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bought 6. And not all of these are going to be for me. I picked the few that I wanted, and then I decided to pick a few more, and I'm going to do a giveaway. Probably not this episode, maybe the next one that I film. But I couldn't help myself because these were so cheap. I left all the stickers on them just to show how cheap they is. So the first one, the one that really caught my eye, whoa, that was a kitten. Hey, 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 don't chew on that. Chewing on my microphone cord. Okay. The one that first caught my eye was this. Satsuma Streets Cattle Lantern. Look at this. $1.99. It's not just the pattern. It has all the supplies in it. Someone bought it and never actually made it. So it's got the floss, it's got the plastic corrugated, hey, Ada, oh, black, there you go, it's got that, it's got, see, there's the floss, it's got the beads, like, I couldn't not, oh, it's even got a little needle, look at that. So I saw this, I was like, oh my God. So I had to get that. Whole thing, $1.99. So that's what drew me over to look at the rack with all the patterns. And then I saw how many there were there. Most of them were just patterns. They don't have anything else. But so this is going to go away for next October. This one I'm keeping because I had to keep this one. Halloween, you know. But there's a bunch more. So this is another one. Lovebird by Just Another Button Company, which I've never heard of. But these are so cute. These little fat little cardinals. And it has a whole bunch of DMC. I haven't actually checked to see if this is all the DMC, but still, it's a bunch of it. Also, $1.99. This one I want to make, and then I may give away the pattern, but I want to make it first because they're really cute. The other one I got for myself is another that I haven't heard of. This is by Peacock and Fig. This is a big one. It says, be the villain in your own story, stab something every day. So this is just the pattern. I haven't actually opened most of these to look inside. I just bought them. But yeah, this is just the printed pattern. But still, that's for $3. Very cute. It's got the listed DMC on the back. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I saw these patterns. These ones I got specifically to give away because they're not really my style. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I don't think so. These aren't really my style, but I couldn't walk away and leave them all sitting there. I was really afraid if no one bought them, they might end up just being thrown out, which I didn't want, even though they're just the patterns. But anyway, so this one is by a company called All Through the Night Folk Art Designs. And this is use what talents you possess. It's got some birds. And it says, use what talents you possess. The woods would be silent if no bird sang there except those that sang the best. That's really pretty. This is just a pattern, there's nothing in it. But 99 cents, I mean, I love a bargain. This one, I couldn't believe it. This is a Plum Street sampler. And I don't know a lot about Plum Street samplers. I've never done one, but I see them all over Flosstube and Instagram. But this is called Count Twice. Count twice, stitch once. So I will be giving this away some week. It's very pretty. And then this is a bigger one. This is by Stitching Ties. It says, excuse me, I'll take my glasses off to read. A collaboration between Jeanette Douglas Designs and Carolyn Mitchell Designs. Okay. Anyways. And it's 2 different patterns. Got the 2, and they're really small. I would read it, but they're really, really small. Oh no, I think I can read that. I really need some better glasses, or some reading glasses. In matters of needle and thread, be me near or far apart, stitching a tie does bind harmony in the heart. But this one, inside it, has 2 floss packs, including the sparkly stuff, cry neck. So 2 of them. I couldn't believe it. Those are not cheap. And the whole thing was $2. So yeah, I will be giving this away with the floss packs one of these weeks. Yeah, I could not believe it. I'm half tempted to go back to my Value Village and see if there's any more. Because these were such good deals, and like I said, I'm kind of afraid they might get thrown out or bought by someone who doesn't really care about them. And so yeah, so I bought all of those. So 3 to give away, 3 to do myself, and 2 of which I might give away the pattern after I'm done making them. Yeah, so that was pretty amazing. So those are in plans, although no specific plans. The Satsuma Street Cattle Lantern, obviously, that will get put away till September, October. The other ones I definitely want to do. I just don't know when. I have no plans. But I have some other plans. So I bought the Rainbow Garden on Etsy, and I started that one right away. But I also bought some other ones. So this year, 2023, I turned 40 in March. Hooray, right? No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me that I'm turning 40. But I have some best friends that I've been friends with since high school who are also turning 40 this year. And so I would really like to make them both something for their 40th birthday. So I was perusing online for, patterns. And one of my friends, Sarah, she's going to be I'm going to be the first to turn 40. She is the next to turn 40 in August. And I was trying to find something for her. She's a nurse and she loves Friends. So I was looking at Friends patterns. I was looking at nurse patterns. She's also a huge science nerd, like me and several of my friends are. And then I saw this pattern and I had to get it for her. She had just finished telling our friend group about how she had reread The Martian for the second time and how much she loved it. And then I saw this Happy Sloth pattern. I'm just going to have to science the shit out of this. I'm going to have to science the shit out of this. Okay. Sorry for the foul language, but I saw this and I was like, wow, that's perfect. So I got this one for her. So she's turning 40 in August. This is a full coverage. I did look at it when I looked at the pattern on Etsy. This is an Etsy seller. And I thought, I don't really want it to be a circular pattern. I wish it wasn't, but oh well. And I bought it. And then I went to print it out. And the printout was 35 pages. And I was like, 35 pages. And I looked through. This seller, or this creator, I really like. They provide so many different iterations of the same pattern. So the first was, so it's not in a circular, the actual pattern is in a square. And the first one is just color blocks. And then you scroll down and then it's the same square pattern, but instead of color blocks, each color is a symbol. And then you scroll down and the symbols, it's the same pattern again, but the symbols are there, but each symbol is printed in the color of the DMC. And then you scroll down again, and then it's all the squares are this color, but they have the black symbol in the middle. So it's like, whatever way you find the easiest to read the pattern, it's there. And then it also it has the square or rectangular pattern. And then when you get to the bottom of those 4 options, it has, if you do want to do it in a circle, and the 4 options for the circle. So that's why it was 35 pages. So I didn't print it all out. I printed out my preferred format, which, if you want to know, is where the squares are in the color but have the black symbol in it. So I printed out the rectangular version like that. So I'm going to start this. So because this is a full coverage, I went on to Etsy, onto Millions of Stitches, and ordered myself some gridded 14 count Aida. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. And in the meantime, I will have to go through and see how many of the colors I have, which I haven't done yet. But yeah, it's the kitten playing again. Yeah, so this is one of my projects. So her birthday is mid-August. She lives out of town, and I know I'm going to see her at the beginning of July. So if I could get it done by the beginning of July, end of June, that would be really good. If not, getting it done by her birthday, and I'll just mail it, should work. So there is one of my plans. So as soon as that Aida arrives from Millions of Stitches, I got the notification from Etsy that it got shipped today. Yeah, I'm going to start that one. So there's that one. So another one, this is not, so like I said, I have 2 friends that are turning 40. I haven't found the pattern I want to do for my other friend, Irina. I'm leaning toward, I was trying to think, because I've already made her a couple of cross stitches over the years. But I was sort of thinking about what she really likes, what she, things she would enjoy. She loves Lord of the Rings, and I've seen patterns of the Hobbit hole, and I thought, I think she might really like that. So then I started looking at Lord of the Rings patterns, and there are a couple of cute ones that are the Hobbit hole, but then I also saw some that have all the main, like a silhouette of all the main characters climbing a mountain. And that was kind of cool looking too, and might be a little bit easier, faster to finish than the Hobbit hole. So we'll see. When I decide and pick my pattern, obviously you'll know. But when I was looking at Happy Sloth, where I got the Martian from, I was looking at all of their patterns, and I saw this other one, and I decided to get it for me because I just really enjoyed it. And this was the other pattern that I put up in my poll for the New Year New Start, which lost spectacularly, which was odd because I really do like this pattern, but I'm still going to start it at some point. So this is called Watch the World Burn. So yeah, I really like this one, and I definitely will want to start it. I just don't know when. It's in my list of plans. Yeah, so those are my main plans for the new year. I'm not someone that makes a ton of plans. I've never made a ton of stitchy plans. This is probably the first year I'm going into where I'm actually sitting down and thinking about what I want to accomplish. I usually just like to stitch what I feel like stitching. I would like to obviously finish some of the WIPs I have ongoing. Quite a few of them are large though, so whether or not I will actually finish them this year, we'll see. But if I can't finish them, I definitely want to at least work on them, like my Van Gogh skull, my Supernatural Sal, the Chopping Mall. All of those I really would like to at least make some progress this year if I'm not going to be able to finish it. So yeah, and I am also trying to think of something I would like to do a birthday start this year. I've never done a birthday start, but since it is my 40th, I would really like to do a birthday start and possibly make a hashtag and see if anybody wants to stitch with me for my birthday. So I'll have to consider that and what I'd like to do for my birthday start, whether it's going to be something I already have or make another purchase. So we'll see. Anyways, so that's all I've got for now, my WIP Parade. So yeah, time to do some stitching. It's only about 6 o'clock here, so I've got a nice quiet evening ahead of me where I can do some stitching and watch some Flosstube. So I will see you in a couple weeks. I'm kind of stumped for what else to say, but I don't think I have anything else really to say. I could get the kitten to come over here, maybe she could. Come here. Come here. Moon. Moon. No, no, no. Now she's being shy. Okay, well, happy stitching. Have a good week. If you're still on holidays, hopefully you get to have some more rest. Maybe you're like me and hoping the kids go back to school soon. Love having them home, but oh my God, it'll be nice when they go back to school too. Yeah, so we will see you next time. Bye.